Welcome to Alex's Late Night Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Simon. Today I got my friend Yahir, John, and Bryan here today. How's you guys' day been?
Great, man.
Awesome. Anything fun? Anything interesting?
Interesting.
It's Thursday. Yeah, it is.
It's
Thursday.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
weekend, bro.
It's exciting. It's kind of stupid how we didn't get a snow day yesterday.
I agree.
Honestly, that wasn't even that bad of like snow.
Well, no, I'm just upset because like everyone
Everyone
school
else,
got
yeah.
it, and then there's just us.
Yeah, we were the only ones.
I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah, even though that's kind of dumb that we
Yeah.
don't get one and they do. And then I was like talking to Miss Hanson about it, and she was like, "Why don't we get one?" And they were like, "Oh, it doesn't even matter. They're gonna have to like do like a whole extra day because they already gone over like the 2 limit. Because you can only have like 2 days where
Oh, wait.
you can have like snow days." And
Oh,
they're like,
no.
"Oh, they have to like make up that time." Like, we have like 2 days. We haven't even had a snow day. And then she's like, "That one time that we came in like late counted as a snow day." I was like, "No
Wait,
way."
which day?
The day that like remember we came in like at 12 or like something like
Yeah.
came in late.
Yeah.
That counted as a snow day. I was like, if that's a snow day, then I might as well just stay home.
What does it matter? Because like that's still one, you know. Like
That's
we
still
have
one.
more,
Exactly.
right?
We still have one more.
Like,
And I was like, it's like why not use it?
Yeah, like, we're not gonna get snow anytime soon.
Honestly,
No,
exactly.
not for a while.
Not for a bit.
Like, we're done. I feel like that was the last snow. So I'm pretty
Hopefully,
sure it
I
was.
think that was like the last load. for
Until
sure.
next winter, of course.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the snow though?
I enjoy it. I mean, it's cold as crap sometimes, but I think it's Colorado, you know.
Fun to snowboard, but that's about it.
I mean, snowboard. I like
Yeah.
the snow, but like, I want summer back.
I love the snow, bro. That's like the only reason I like this place. I mean, I grew up in Texas, so that shit was like humid and like.
But you want to go
Hot.
back to Texas?
Part of me does. Part of me doesn't, man. Like, I like this place. I mean, I feel like here's such a nice place. Like, I feel like it's a good place to like raise your family or anything, you know. But there's something about here that I hate. I just don't know what, bro. Like, there's just something that throws me off. But who knows? Colorado's nice. Maybe just not this area for me, you know.
We just need to
that's
explore.
facts.
Yeah.
I want to go to like the beach and then just come here on vacation.
Like,
Yeah.
at least we're in Colorado. Like, we could have been put in like
Utah.
Missouri.
No, at least like
Put in Iowa. Like, tell me 5 people that live in Iowa. If you can name 5 people, like, congratulations.
What's even Iowa, bro? Like that doesn't even exist.
Congratulations, because
Congratulations.
that's by more people than I can name.
Yeah, that's
It's like Colorado's not. I mean,
like Colorado's
It has its
beautiful.
bad.
Okay, especially like it's a nice place, mountains, everything,
think you
nature.
Yeah. I think you just need to like explore Colorado a little bit more, you know, to like get the full experience. Because like we live in such a narrow area, so it's like super.
So empty, bro.
Yeah, it's very empty.
we have a little bubble, the
And then,
valley.
yeah, like
Yeah.
we're like stuck in this like area, but I feel like we take it for granted for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like so many other people that were like I've seen that like on TikToks and everything. They just want to come out and
We have like mountains all over. It's like you go to like someplace like Kansas, you can like step on a stool and see the whole state. It's like it's like that's like we definitely take it because I mean we've lived here our whole life, so like we obviously like get used to the mountains and the whole thing. So
Yeah, I feel like people around here aren't grateful for what we have, bro. Because honestly, bro, we live in a beautiful place. Not gonna lie, like I came from like a different state, and like a different state, like it's just there's no mountains, bro. There's nothing. It's like just look out. There's buildings. Like it's not that good. But when people talk about, you're like, yeah, I fucking hate it, bro. Fucking surrounded by mountains. I'm like, yeah, me too, though. But like,
I think it's small
get
town.
used to it.
Small
it
town
just gets repetitive. That's probably why
Small
we
town.
like talk bad about it. But
because like there's nothing like to do here. Like sure, you once you've done it, like it gets boring, you know. And it's
Yeah.
small town. That's why like a lot of people like want to go to like the east and like go to like Denver and all that place because there's like more stuff to do and like you won't get bored because like
yeah, I just feel like somewhere in between, you know, like not like this dead.
like,
But not, like-
especially like here, like when we go to lunch, we have 30 minutes. You waste 20 going either to Newcastle or to Sill.
exactly.
And it's like, where are you gonna go once you get there? You have McDonald's or Come and Go.
It's like what's the point?
Yeah, like it has to be something like in between. Like you said, you're going to Boulder because it's not like city, but it's not like dead, you know.
Oh,
I know here's like dead, so I'm going to Junction, but that's like city, you know. But I'm gonna be living here. It's gonna be tough, bro.
Like, are you gonna be transporting like transmuting like?
Yeah, every day, bro.
commuting,
I mean, the thing with my school schedule is that like I'm going to a trade, so I'm only going 4 days a week, but it's afternoon classes, which suck, bro. Like,
afternoon.
yeah, they start at 5:50 and end at 9:50, bro.
Bro,
I'll be
you get home
I'll
like
be
at
getting home like at
12.
like 12, bro.
You still have to do homework. I mean,
No,
but I feel like you would do
For
homework.
for trade, for at least
yeah,
for
what am I
when
talking
I'm
about?
going, it's not necessarily homework. Everything's hands on. So you
Never mind.
hardly get homework supposedly because you get more graded on and like test on like the ability to do something that they show you on. You know.
I'm so used to like school.
Yeah.
Homework.
Homework.
And I'm like, wait, you don't have
No,
homework?
yeah. So I'm like debating. I don't know if I'm gonna move somewhere closer or like just stay here and like deal with the drive. You know.
I feel like
It's only 4 times a week. You know, it's not that bad. Like
mm,
it's like driving to like Aspen for work.
you'll be able to like do it for like maybe a year, and then I feel like you'll get like so like.
And the thing is, like, my course is only like 18 months, bro. If
Oh, yeah,
if
never
I can
mind.
withstand 18 months of driving back and forth, I feel like I'll be fine.
Dude, I keep forgetting, man. Like what are you gonna go to like a 4-year, 2-year?
Yeah, I'm going to a 4-year because
Exactly.
this whole cheer thing that's going
Oh.
on right now. So
Yeah, so like, cause like I feel like the general population is going like a 4-year,
yeah,
and then I forget there's like that not minority, but like that small percentage where they're still gonna go to trade.
Yeah.
And it's only like a couple.
Yeah, there's
18
not a
months?
lot, like, that I know of. I don't think there's a lot of people, in, like, at least in our grid that are going
Mhm.
to go to trade. Like, I know a couple that want to go to, like, cosmetology, you know, some girls. But, like, besides that,
It's
like,
like a year.
guy-wise, like, I don't know anyone that wants to, like, go do plumbing or, like, electrician. I mean, electrician is big, but, like, anything else besides electrician, I don't know, man.
I feel like that job is like so very like popular like here, like
Electrician?
yeah,
Because it's
like just being an electrician, like that's just something that's so simple. It's like so easy, and like you can like learn it so easy. Like
High demand though.
yeah, high demand,
yeah,
bro.
high demand.
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, you don't start easy. Like, the thing is, like, you get paid, like, dog water at first. Like, the first year, because you're an apprentice. Like, you're going to get paid, like, $16 an hour for, like, 40 hours a week. But, like, if you go to school right away, like, you can get your license in 2 years and get your journeyman's in 4. And you'll probably getting paid a lot more than anyone else in this valley.
Thank.
And the thing with electricians around here, or, like, plumbing, or, like, anything that's, like, trade-wise, like, construction, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, around here, there's a lot of work, bro. That's a good thing. Like, you drive an hour that way to Aspen, you get big-ass houses that need electrician, plumbing, and, like, HVAC done yearly. And then you drive in the 1 hour the other way, and you have, like, Bell, Avon, Aspen, like, not Aspen, like, Edwards, are also rich. Not as rich as Aspen, but, like, still big-ass houses, you know?
But like even with like Aspen houses, like the people like who have Aspen houses, they like live in them like for like one day,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe even 1 week throughout the whole year, and they still pay you like 100K for that one job. So like,
I mean, I see why not. I mean,
like,
I'm
why
getting
not?
paid, you know? Whatever they do with their life, it's, like, cool.
it's like yeah,
Yeah.
it's like imagine living in Aspen.
Crazy.
Dude, if I get to the point where I live in Aspen, bro, I'd be happy, bro.
That's
Like,
all right.
what am I doing? Like,
I'm flexing that.
I'm flexing that, bro. Like, where do you live? Aspen.
I'm telling the street name, the exact house. Like that's my house right there. Go
Shit.
search it up in like Zillow or
Like,
something.
coordinate, bro. Like, the whole ass coordinates, bro. Like, this
Exactly.
exact spot. But yeah. So, the first thing I wanted to, like, talk about was, so Russia just declared the war on the Ukraine, right? And that's tough, bro. Like-
That's funny. That's pretty funny. Well, okay. The situation itself is pretty messed up, but it's just like social media is going crazy, and it's like, have you guys been on TikTok?
Oh yeah.
It's-
Who hasn't?
Like yeah, exactly. Like you go on your For You page and everything is just about like Russia and just memes. Like there was one with like, have you guys seen the movie The Interview?
Yeah.
And then they're like in the tank with Kim Jong Un, and they're like playing firework, and the caption was like, "Me and my boys on our way to help Ukraine," and he's just playing firework. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like a pretty crazy
Yeah.
situation. And
It's-
like
Yeah, go for it.
it's like I feel like we don't get affected, so it's like a lot easier for us. Like even me, like I laugh at the memes. Like it's funny. And they're like, and it's okay to make light of like a situation, like cause
Yeah.
like or else we would all be in fear. And, like,
Yeah.
that would suck. Which-
Yeah.
So I think like there's some good in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for now, we're joking, but if we were to get involved, I feel like here in the, like, me and my friend Caleb were talking about it, and we're like, here in the few next years, like, the percentage is like, in between us, we said like, there's like a 25% chance that we'll get in,
Mm-hmm.
like, involved,
25.
but that's still a pretty high percentage, bro.
25%
But, like,
is pretty.
I just wanted to send prayers, man. Like, if you saw those clips of the missiles, bro,
Yeah.
according to, like, I read an article today, and it's like saying how the U.S. thinks that the Russians have already sent over 150 million, not million, 150 missiles to the Ukraine, and like you look at videos, it looks like fireworks, bro. Like that's bad.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, there's so much stuff going on, and the thing is, like, Ukraine's not even part of NATO. That's probably the main reason why we're not even like intervening yet.
Yeah.
So like, if it gets to the point where they do like take the whole Ukraine, like they're like, oh, I want it now, but then after that they go and start, taking Poland or like some other country that is part of NATO, then that's where it's like, okay, now we're about to get drafted,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's like how it works. So like Russia's claiming right now that they're just gonna go do some work in Ukraine and then they're gonna dip back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, that's what Putin's saying allegedly, right? But it's like, that's not what it's looking like. It's looking like he's gonna take it over, and then if he like still pushes a little more, that's when it goes downhill for Russia, hopefully.
Well, the whole premise of like Russia taking over Ukraine is because like Ukraine wants to join NATO, meaning that they would be allies with the US, and Russia obviously doesn't want that to happen. And so like the main like city that's in Ukraine is like one of the bigger cities getting to Moscow. And so that would be a strategic like city for Russia to have. So if NATO does become part with Ukraine, then that would like mess up Russia's whole plan. So that's obviously why they're doing it. But
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know. So like, if Russia were to like take the Ukraine, then of course like, Asia and like China and like they're gonna see like the advantages, like, oh, they can take the places around it, and then that causes a problem, and then the U.S. gets involved. But like, I feel like at this point, I feel like we shouldn't worry about it unless like we're about to get drafted. But at the end of the day, I feel like I don't think we would get drafted. I feel like the percentage of us getting drafted are very low.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a pretty big military, and like unless we need it, like then I guess
just go to college and do draft exemption.
I mean, I'm only like, what if I'm going for like 18 months and then my 18 months is done and they're like, yeah, you're done, bro. Go.
You'd be surprised about how many exceptions like you can make up. Like, be like, just break your leg. Like,
they have like a crazy list.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
You can sell your kidney for $30,000. So then it's like two bonuses. Like, you're disabled now, so you don't get drafted, and you got $30,000.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna need that kidney.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, though. I mean, I don't think we're going to, like, unless like China like takes Taiwan, which is probably this is probably the perfect time for China to do anything, because like, oh, we're so like, distracted with Ukraine and the whole thing. So I'd be like, China would be like, oh, I'm gonna take this little guy while everyone's focused.
Like that's what I'm saying, but then that like leads to other things.
Exactly. And then Taiwan is part of NATO, so then we would have to get involved.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just like want to send some prayers out to the people. Of course, we wish, we're all human beings. At the end of the day, just for them to be safe, I guess. Like, I mean, they're getting bombed on right now, but like, just like send prayers to the whole like town, But yeah. So talking about, we're going into the next chapter of our lives. High school's not forever. I wish it was. I feel like that's the place where a lot of like kids or like people feel the most confident at.
Yeah.
They can be themselves. But do you guys have any like actual dreams you guys are gonna follow like after high school? Like, do you guys have like goals? And if you do, then what are they?
Well, for me, right after high school, I had a plan. Like I literally like set this as a plan. I was gonna join the military. That was just like a big plan of mine. And then like this whole thing for like cheer and stuff came up, and I have a big passion for like you know me. I'm like a gym rat right now.
Yeah.
And so like I have a big passion for that, and I was like, you know what? Like, why not take advantage of this opportunity? Because like, when am I ever gonna get that again? Because my mom was like, why not go to college and like experience it? I didn't know what she was meaning at the time, and like I'm sort of getting like the thought and like the idea of it, and like she's right. Like, why not go to college, experience what college has to offer, and then go into like whatever your next chapters in your life? So yeah, I mean, I did have a big plan for the military for a while, because like that's like literally what I wanted to do. Like that was like in my mind like all the time. I was like, I'm gonna join the military, I'm gonna be a beast. And yeah, that was like literally my plan. And then this whole thing came up, and like now my goals are like just like they're like shifting in a way, but like in a good way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Could still be a beast.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. Are you wanting to go to college? Fourth year, or like just fourth year, or like anything else?
You know, I'm looking into the strength and conditioning part. You know, I want to like teach like future athletes how to like work their body in a way where like they can perform at like a high level, like at the collegiate level. You know.
Yeah.
So I want to help kids. Like that's just something that's has interested me. And then like heck, I get to do something that I enjoy doing. I just get to throw girls in the air and like just tumble and do whatever I want, you know? Like I can do that. Like why like I literally get the whole package. I go to cheer and I get a pretty good scholarship for that too. And I'm learning the major that I'm gonna major in. Like life could not be better, you know.
It's 2 in 1, man. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your whole life shifted in a way, like you said. Your plan was to go to military, and you talked to me about it. Remember, I was like, "Bro, are you sure, bro? Military is scary, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the balls to go, bro. Like, I've had it in the back of my head for the longest time, but I never came around to it, you know. But like, I was like, John, you sure? I'm like, you have a lot of talents, bro. You sure? But yeah, like, you know, everything happens for a reason, you know. Whatever is happening is, you know, because like God wants it to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning to like trust the process more, you know. I'm just letting the Lord like take whatever he wants for me, and like I'm letting him carve my journey, carve my path, and like whatever he wants, I'm gonna just follow it, you know. That's like the thing that I'm living with now. So
yeah. What about you, Bryan?
I think just like the ultimate goal is just to be like loaded rich, you know. That's like
double that.
I don't know. I think a big goal for me is just to be successful. It's always in the back of my head, and I'm just scared of failure. I always have been. Last year for me was just tough. It was like my worst year ever at high school, and it was like new school, COVID, everything, and it's just like I hated it. I actually hated last year. I've definitely turned things around this year, and I don't know. I'm just excited for the future coming soon. You know, can't spoil stuff. But just stay tuned, I guess.
Ooh.
That's valid response. Yeah. Valid response. What about you, Ja?
Man, I feel like I'm on like the same boat as like Bryan. Like I feel like anyone would be scared to like fail, and I definitely have like, you know, thoughts of like, you know, failing because it would suck. Because like I've done like literally everything that like everyone's asked for. It's like I've gone to school, got good grades, and did everything. And especially with my parents, you know, it's like being first generation. It's kind of scary. Like not having anyone ever do it before. It's like, whoa. It's like I'm doing something that's no one like that I know of like personally that's done, you know. And so like it's kind of like going into a whole new world where like even then like high school, my parents both didn't go to high school, so like I had to do it all on my own. And obviously I did get help, but like I still had to experience it on my own. And same thing with college. It's like a whole new thing. So I'm going to have to experience it on my own as well. But I'm kind of excited. I'm also sad that I'm going to like leave high school. I think no one like seriously wants to leave high school, but they know it has to happen. Like it's 100%. Like it's going to happen, you know? And so like obviously now, like I want to be
Andrew Herrera, then
he'd be coming in every now and then, you know. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna happen eventually, and I think this is like the one like couple years. These last couple years is like the time that you want to be a kid for like the last time. Because like when you're a kid, you're like, I want to drive now. I want to have the responsibility. I want to do all this. But then now I'm like, nah, I want to go play Minecraft. I want to go like do this. I want to go hang out with my friends. I don't want to deal with the world. I don't want to like pay bills. Like I don't want money. I just want to be.
Yeah.
I just want to like go play Fortnite or something. Like please. Like I literally just want to be a kid.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be worrying about anything. But like, it also the future holds so much so that like you know.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like the thing is, like I said, high school is a very very cool spot, man. The thing is like, I feel like the thing that I'm most scared of is like failure. Like you guys said, failure is always gonna be like one of the biggest fears. Even if it's like failure is supposed to be a booster. Like it's supposed to take that as like, you know,
motivation,
for you, like move from it. But like, it still hits, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, it's like the sad part is like, you know, everyone's going their separate ways. Like you're not gonna be able to see everyone's face every day. You know, all the familiar faces that you see every day. That's the ones you say hi to. Like it's just everything changes. But at the same time, you know, it's your next chapter in life, baby. like the ones that will stay, and the ones that won't stay, like, well, like, just, you don't have to worry about. But it is sad, bro. It is sad because, like, part of me is like, fish, There's, like, a lot of things that I regret not doing, But it all comes to an end here soon, too, man. 3 months, it's not too far away, bro. And like I said, it's just sad, but at the end of the day, I feel like we should be happy at the fact that we did it,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is that, 13 years of, like, school? It's, like, a lot, bro.
Unless, like, you dropped out of preschool. That's 12.
I mean, for me, 12, because I didn't go to pre. I just went straight to kindergarten because I was in Mexico, so, like, whole different school system there. But besides that, like, it's still the same thing,
I'm a Head Start alumni. I did my preschool year.
Yeah, me too.
I think a lot of us, like, what we're missing is, like, like you guys are all saying, like, failure definitely going to be a big thing going into, like, the real world, because, like, I think as us, like, our generation, we've gotten so used to, like, a certain routine, and that's what high school, like, that's what school does. Like, it puts you in a routine, and I feel like all of us, we're going to miss it, like, a lot. And we're going to have to adapt, and we're going to have to, like, learn how to do all these things, like Joe was saying, like, we're going to have to learn how to pay bills. We're going to have to learn to do all this thing, like, that we're not used to, because we're so used to, like, this certain routine in high school and middle school. Like, we get up, we eat, we go to school for, like, forever, it feels like, and then we go home, and then we do it all over again. So, like, I don't know. I feel like one thing that I'm going to miss from high school is definitely the routine. And I know, like, a lot of people say, like, that's, like, the worst thing to miss about high school. But, like, I'm going to have to, like, go into something completely different that I'm, like, not going to be used to, So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm scared of tax fraud, bro. I don't even know how to do my taxes.
Dude, I know.
Oh my
Those
goodness.
taxes. The other day, I had like, for, like, a scholarship or whatever, like, I had to, like print out, like, copies of my parents' taxes, and I was like, dude, like, how do you do this? Like, there's, like, so many numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be paying big bucks for someone to do my taxes. I know I'm
me
not
too,
gonna.
bro. Me too.
Like, I feel like, yeah, no, I'm never gonna. I was gonna say at some point I'll learn, but, like, nah, I'm not gonna learn. I'll just pay someone.
I mean, this year I learned. Miss Fish actually taught me. She helped me fill out my W-2 forms for both of my jobs that I've done this year, and you get money back from it. So, like, do it, but, like, it took forever, bro. The process, like, she's like, oh yeah, it takes 10-15 minutes. But the math portion of it, bro, you have to calculate, you have to do this and that, and I'm like, bro, nah, I'd rather just pay someone else to do it, Like, at that point, do it,
Taxes,
it's
man.
worth it. You'll make the money that you paid them back with the tax return, so, like, it's all good,
It's like,
But yeah,
the whole concept of taxes, like, pretty scary.
Dude, the real world is scary, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Golly.
Yeah, and that, and that brings us to our next question that I had for you guys. So, we still haven't lived a long life, we're still pretty young, but, like, what is one thing that you wish you spent more time doing, or, like, more, like, thinking,
Okay, I'll take the lead on this one. I think about it a lot. It's something I regret, and it's just, like, not getting involved from an earlier time in my life. Like, I think that's the best advice I could probably give to freshmen or incoming freshmen, even sophomores. Like, go to the events, go to the games, just go have fun and just do it, honestly, because in the long run, you're going to regret it. Like, you really are. I think it was said last podcast. Oh, wait, I don't know if it was actually, but, like, do you want to be that kid that had fun at prom? Or do you want to be that kid that was just playing video games while everyone else was having fun at prom? It's just like, go out and have fun. Don't stop yourself and don't limit yourself.
Dang, that was
deep.
that was pretty good. I mean, like, I have, like, the exact same thing for, like, the kids coming up, Like, something that I regret doing as a freshman and sophomore was, like, definitely not getting involved, like Bryan said, So that's something that I regret to this day, and, like, it's just something that I can't really go back to, and something that I'll give to, like, the younger generation coming up. Like, I'll just say, like, don't be scared to try new things, you know, because I feel like our generation, like we're so worried about what other people think of us, and so like we literally go in our own box and we like literally go antisocial, and we don't get involved with a lot of things because we're so scared about the what the world brings, you know. So like, don't be scared to try new things, because learning new things will literally teach you like everything you need in life. Like, I've learned so much over these 4 years of high school, and there's a lot of things that I regret not doing, but there's things that I put myself into, and I was like, damn, I'm so happy I did that, you know? Like, I was so happy that I went out there and like did what I did. So like, don't be scared to try new things, because in the end you're gonna regret it, and it's gonna hit you hard, and it's gonna suck because you're never gonna get that opportunity again.
You know, I like triple like whatever these two kids just like said, because I feel like everyone will at one point like regret not being more involved. So I think though Bryan and John like definitely covered the whole thing, but for me, I think like one of the most regretful things I've done like throughout my whole life, and I'm still like living in this like regret, is like not spending enough time with my family, like specifically my dad. And even though I think my dad is like the one person in my family that I'm like the most apart from, like me and him are like this far, like really far from each other, but I think he's the one that has impacted me the most, because, you know, it's like he does so many like things that like help me like become the person I am right now, and like become like help me be successful. But I just don't like, I don't think he knows that I appreciate him, like, and I'm grateful for what he does, because he just goes to work, does what he's asked to do, and then, you know, gives me the opportunities that he wasn't like given as a kid. So, you know, it kind of sucks for him, you know, as like a child, like he was never given those opportunities, but I'm given every single opportunity, and I still have yet to like tell him that. And that's partially because like as a bilingual kid, I feel like I can speak English like pretty well, but like I lose a lot of the meaning in translation when I speak it in Spanish. So I can't really like give him my gratitude in Spanish, because I just feel like, oh, like he knows that I'm like appreciative, but like he doesn't really understand. And I wish that I took more time to like really tell him that. And I will take like the next couple of years to like really like show him that I do care. And that's just like for like everyone, like show your parents that you care. Like I understand that you have your friends, that you have all these other things to do, and I encourage you to do all those things, because like you only get one life. Like you need to do all those things. But the people who let you do those things and give you those opportunities is your family. So like you need to give like, you know, some sense of gratitude to them as well.
No, yeah, I agree. That's what I was gonna say. You know, during the high school, you know, since my high school career, like, I've always been out of the house. Probably all of us, you know. You go to school, you do sports, you come back, you eat, and you pass out, bro. Like you don't get to spend one-on-one time with your parents, you know. And like for me, like I live with a single parent. Like he's my best friend. Like me and my dad are like this. Like we're like close, but at the same time, I regret, like, for summers, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to stay here, do some soccer, play soccer, practice for the next season, you know? Mm-hmm. But I do regret, and, like Dylan said, like, regret is such a big thing to live with, because, like, now I'm like, I'm about to start, like, college. Like, I'm, like, after college, I'm going to have to work, and I don't know when I'm going to have, like, a vacation time, you know? So then I think to myself, I'm like, all those summers that I went to do just skateboard around, or like play soccer, or like enjoy, I could have gone out of my way to go visit like my mom or something, you know. And that's like kind of tough, because now like I talk to her daily on the phone, but I do think to myself like, damn, like I didn't get to like see my little sister grow up, just simply because I was, you know, kind of selfish to myself, where I'm gonna be like, I don't want to go, you know, I don't really like going to Mexico, so I decided to stay and do all this. But now that I think to myself, like, that's why I went recently, you know? Like, even if my brother couldn't go, I'm like, you know what? Just send me by myself. Even though I got lost on the way there, you know, missed my flight, you know, this and that. Ended up in Mexico City. So, like, at the end of the day, it was worth it, you know? Seeing just, like Josh said, just people that you care for, you know? I feel like just you should go out of your way, be less selfish, and just thank the people that, you know, gave you your life. And that's about it for me, man. Anything else you guys want to add for that topic?
Go give your mom some flowers. Go tell your dad
Yes.
that you love him. Literally do anything. Like, just like simple little things. Like, they obviously know that you love them and like you appreciate them. But like those little small things will definitely help them see that even more.
Yeah. So then this next one a little deep. Not like deep, but like you have to really think about how you're going to explain this, right? So I was reading this article, right? And the question that they asked was, what's the difference between living and existing? Like, what is that? Like, what is that to you, you know?
I think we should like get a brain break before we answer
No,
this.
you guys
This
can
one,
take, you guys can take a minute to like think.
Living and existing.
Yeah.
I think
it's like a government like South type kind of question.
Who you want to go? You want me to go?
got it.
I mean, living and existing, that, man. So my explanation is going to be a little weird and a little bit off, but like, hear me out. So like living, I feel like when people are living, they're like living off of like that last paycheck, you know? Like people are like, they're just out there living like, wait, okay, hold on.
I like this. I like this.
No,
I like
no,
this because
no.
I totally thought like a different thing.
Yeah, no,
And
I thought too.
and that's like really important because perspective. Because like you thought
You just
living
came
was
at- yeah.
something way different than I was, and that's pretty cool because I was thinking something totally different.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm like, whoa, that's completely wrong.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
not
not
wrong.
wrong.
It's
It's just a different
It's
definition.
Different.
And that's like exactly why I started this, because like the point is like I've talked to so many people
Yeah.
and their perspectives are so different, and you're like, this word means that. I'm like, no, it means this. But at the same time, like it can mean anything, you know. But like, just continue, John. That was like,
Oh my
like
God.
mind blowing.
That
I
was
thought
good.
No,
that was
because
good.
now that I thought about it, it's like, yo, like, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But like, okay, here's what I'll say. I want to change my answer a little bit.
Alright.
Because existing is like just like what I just said. So like existing is like you're literally like living off that last paycheck, you know? Like you're just out there like doing what normal people do. Like you're not out there like being creative and trying to inspire people or like motivating people. You're just there to be there, you know? You're just waiting on that deathbed pretty much is what I'm thinking about right now, because like existing, it's like you're not really living a legacy behind you, just like you're just there. Like
Yeah.
people won't really know you if you exist. And then like living, it's like I said, like you're out there and you're showing the world what you can offer and like what you put on the table, you know? And you're out there like being you in a way and not trying to like put on like this different person or like whatever. You're just being you, and you're expressing what you are like to the world. And like I don't know, like you're out there just I don't know, man. Like hey, someone take this away
You're like
from me.
yeah, I
Take
got
this away from me.
I
Like
think-
NPC.
Yeah.
Just like live and laugh.
Living and existing. That's a big question, but I have an answer for it. I think I had to answer almost immediately when you said that, because I have a role model, somebody that I look up to that does both very well. And I'm just going to say his name. It's Eric Monroy. And it's just crazy to me how he's able to do both, because he's always like doing fun stuff and always like out there, you know, getting involved, like I said. But he's also existing, and existing is that doing that like necessary part of your life, that part where you have to do it in order like to progress in life. And Eric Monroy is a perfect example of this, because he's literally like our valedictorian as of right now, but he's still so involved and just so like I don't know, he's that person. It fixed my life compared to last year to this year because of him, and I think he's just done a great job of like guiding me personally. Like that's just what I've noticed, and that's like that would be my definition my difference between living and existing. I think Eric Monroy is a great example of doing both and showing you what the difference of what each one is. So yeah.
So while I probably think like a lot different from what John and Bryan just said, like I think it's still pretty cool how they had a different perspective from,
Yeah.
and probably a lot of people will probably have a different perspective, like from what us three or us four are gonna say. But I just think that's so cool because I did not think like either of those two. But I can now that you've explained it, I can think that
You
way.
can see it.
I'm like, dang, that was pretty good.
Like your eyes opened up to the way that they think of it. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, when you asked the question, I had to like take a step back because like all those two words, when we use them every day, and we're like, yeah, whatever. But like when you phrase it that way, they carry a lot more meaning. So okay, let's try to tackle this. So living, I think, you has a better connotation to it, a more positive connotation to it than existing. So I think someone living has like a sense of purpose. Someone that's doing something, someone's like goal oriented, and like someone's that's has something to do in life. And then existing is just you've already accepted what you've done, and you just living. Although that would be something like that, even though living is a whole different thing in this case. But yeah, you just kind of like going on your way about life, you know. And there's millions and billions of people who have already existed, because like I can't name every single person that has lived in this whole time frame, but we can name so many people that did live, and those are the people that did leave legacies behind who we can like remember. And that's not to say that you can't live and not be like not remembered, I guess, because there's people out there that we don't remember, but they definitely did live. They definitely had goals, and they definitely did something that had a sense of purpose. But yeah, I don't know, like there's some people out there who just, you know, they already kind of accepted life, and they're like, and that kind of sucks, because like most of the time it's not their fault. They were just given the wrong end of the stick when they were born, and they were just like, you know what, this is my life, like I'm gonna live here the rest of my life, and my only sense of purpose is like facilitating like a farm or like whatever. There's no outside for them. They live in this bubble, and that's it. And living is like being able to get out of that bubble, being permeable, and like getting out of that little bubble of yours, and being able to like jump between other people's bubbles. So that's the best way I can probably describe it. So
Yeah, that's very different from like what I was thinking. That's the cool part, man. For me, not like trying to be like religious or anything, but I feel like existing, I feel like we exist for a reason. You know, I feel like we're placed on this earth to do something, you know. Of course, like God went out of his way to make us exist, you know. So we're placed here for a reason, you know. Good or bad, or like just as a placeholder, but we're there for a reason, you know. That's my definition of existing, you know. Existing is the fact that we were created to be something or to do something in this life. And for living, I have to agree with like John, man. People can exist, but the people that do something in their lives while they're living to leave a legacy and to leave something for this world, not only, maybe not for the whole world, but maybe for their kids or for like their, you know, parents. Living is tough because like you don't think to yourself too much like, oh, like what am I doing with my life, or like what am I doing wrong like in this life that I've been living, you know. But yeah, like I said, like just living for me, it's like whatever you put the energy you put to the world to leave something that like God put you in this world for. Like God made you exist. Now your job is to live it, you know. That's like how I see it, you know. And that's like the simplest way I can put it without going like too much in debt and like getting confused in my own words, you know.
That was good.
Yeah,
I
so
like
that's
that.
how I see it.
I like
Yeah.
that one. I like that one.
Nice, huh? Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, that was good, huh?
I like that. I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah. So then this next one, it's more about like ourselves. So like I say, if you had a friend who spoke to you in the way that you speak to yourself, how long would you be friends with that person?
Oh, like not even a minute, dog. Dude,
The way you speak to yourself.
yeah. No, because I feel like maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me. I feel like I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm like, dude, like you gotta get your like you gotta get your shit straight. Like, you gotta start doing like this and this and this. And I definitely like notice it, but I'm like too like, I don't even know. Like, my head is just telling me like, nah, do it, don't care. And that kind of sucks because like I definitely understand that you know, life is like hard, and like, there's some things I just can't, like, I can't do anything about it. But I'm still hard on myself, and so like if I had a friend that told me that told me like the same thing I would tell myself, I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up, like leave me alone, like get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
So, because it's like a constant battle, you know.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing I can do about it. It's like it's gonna be in my head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to live with it, you know. And that guy's kind of like a dick, but there's also times where like he motivates me, he helps me get through things, he helps me like do things, you know. And so he's also a good guy.
No, like, I'm gonna try and keep it family friendly, but there's like me where I can be like a complete butthole. I'm just like, I can be a really rude person, and especially with myself, I criticize myself for a lot of the stuff I do. So I think if I had a friend that spoke to me the way I speak to myself, I'd like hate him with a passion. Like, I'd be out for vengeance, man. Like, I would just, no. I just, like, that can't exist, you know, not in my life, because I need that positivity, you know. I need to get pushed to succeed. Yeah, no, just wouldn't be friends with a person that spoke to me the way I speak to myself. It's pretty simple.
Yo, I had a whole different train of thought on that one. Cause like, yeah, like y'all was saying, and like what Bryan was saying, like I'm hard on myself at times, and like if I don't perform at a way where I can like push my body to the extreme, and like push my mental state to a certain point, then what am I doing? Like, I feel like if I had a friend that did that, I would literally love him, bro. Like having somebody there that
That's
like
what I'm thinking.
literally, cause like I try my best to live each day as if it were my last. Like I if I'm not doing this certain thing this certain way, then I will literally get in my head and I'll be like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, your day could end up like that, like a snap of a finger, bro. Like, and so like if I had a buddy that would talk the way that I talk to myself in my head, I would literally love him, bro. Like, because like, talk about holding somebody accountable, right? Like accountability is like holding that person to a high standard, and if they're not meeting that high standard, then what are you doing? Like, it's just something that I have a big thing for, because I mean, your two perspectives completely different from each other. Like, from what I'm saying, like you said, you wouldn't really like the guy. You'd like want to soccer punch him straight in the face, bro. Like, I'm the exact opposite way. If I had somebody that talks to me like I talk in my head, I would really love that person, because that person at the end of the day is motivating me to push my body to a limit, push my mental state to a certain limit, and they're just helping me to get better day by day, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And I kind of agree with John. I feel like it's all depending on depending on the person, you know, because some people are tougher on themselves and some people are more motivated to themselves, you know? Like, for me, I feel like I have a equal balance in my life. I do push myself, you know. I've always had a dream as a kid, and that's always to be like successful. Like,
Martin Luther King.
Had a dream.
I had a dream. No, but knowing that my parents were divorced and like making life tough, like I always thought that's a positive thing, you know. But maybe like it's for a reason, you know. So like every day I wake up, you know, like right now, like I saw John working out in the morning, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and work out, you know. So I was like, just thinking about how someone thinks of themselves is really what depends on like what like this question is asking. Like, for me, I say with John, I'm like, I love this kid, like. Because I'm really positive on myself, I feel like I've done a lot of things in my life, like I'm working at a barbershop, like I'm just living my life, you know. I feel like I'm really neutral, so like if I had a person that pushed me to do all these things that I'm doing now, and that's because I tried something new, then of course I'm gonna love this kid. But there's times where I'm like really down on myself. Like, there's times where I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, that there's times where I'm like punching myself down on the ground. like not being able to get back up. But like that's what I say. There's an equal balance. There's days where I'm like an absolute dickhead to myself. You know, I'm like, oh, you're not worth shit, this and that. You know. But there's days where I'm like, oh, step it up. You know, do something better in your life. So like that's why I see like when you and Bryan said that you guys would hate this person, I'm like, I see why I would be annoyed, not hate, but I would obviously love the person that like is pushing me to who I am. You know, if it's me or if it's a friend that's like me. At the end of the day, I feel like they're forming you to be you. You know.
They're not there to like harm you, but like to push you.
Yeah. I mean, it just comes down to your personality. I think it's just like who you are as a person. I think you're a kind person. You always have been. You're just nice, and I see you smiling all the time. You smile a lot, so I could see why you would like yourself. Me, I can be like an asshole. And that's probably why I would hate myself. But
yeah. I mean, I think this just teaches us like just be not just to yourself, but just be nice to everyone. Cause like you never know like when cause I could have gone to school today and like seen Bryan and be like, shut the fuck up. But you know, and he could have been like in that whole morning he could have been like telling himself like, oh, I need to be doing this. Like he could have been like so hard on himself, but I didn't know that. So like, why do I have to go and like be mean to him? Like, there's like no point.
Yeah.
Like don't bring negativity, and that's something I definitely have to work on too. I think everyone needs to. If we all were just nice people, this world would be a definitely better place.
Putin.
Come on, like come on, man. Like just get out of Ukraine now. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can all learn something from this.
I mean, yeah, like Joe was saying, like. There's a lot of negative people in this world, and like I try to live each day as positive as I possibly can, because that's how my mama raised me, you know. Respect others how you want to be treated, you know. Like if you want to go out there and be an absolute dickhead to a person, you're gonna get the exact same way that person's gonna treat you. So like my mom has always taught me, respect others and then you'll be respected. So I try to live that mindset every day. Like as much as I don't like the person, or like I try to be as positive as I can, because like why do I need to put off negative energy to that person? Like there's no reason. Because like I know that's not what God wants. I know that's not what my family wants. Like everybody that I care about, I know that like that's not what people want. Like why do you have to be so rude to people? Like what is being negative doing? Like give me a reason. What is negativity doing? It's not doing you anything. I mean, like giving you pleasure, I guess. I don't know. Like negativity is just something that I just can't live with, because it just doesn't fit right in my system. And I guess I'll just end off by saying this, like just be super positive, you know? Like respect others how you want to be respected, you know?
Unless you're at a basketball game.
That's that's
like the only exception.
That's where we can
that's
go
diffusion of responsibility. Thank you, Mr. Harvey, for teaching me that. That's when you're like in a mob and like you can do whatever you want. Like if I'm in a large crowd, I'm gonna tell some player that they suck. But I mean, they're 6'5", can dunk, and they're definitely way better than me. Obviously, I know they're better than me and they don't suck. But man, it's fun. It's fun. Like literally, this like last game, I told a girl to like shoot it because I was like, shoot the ball, you won't make it. And then she like literally turned and shut the fuck up, and I was like, damn.
Was it the parachute or the?
No, it was like Northford, but it was funny. Like I understand though.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like it's in the heat of the moment, but like it was kind of funny because it was a girls' game and there just wasn't very many people there.
Combined
like our crowd was kind of small compared to like other games. Mm-hmm. And we're like, the worst thing we're doing is we're just saying shoot it. We're just being annoying. We're not even talking to the players. But like the moment she said that, that's when our toxicity just like boomed, and it just like really shined. She was like missing a lot of threes, missing a lot of layups, and it was amazing. It was just like toxic heaven, you know.
And they came out with a W, so like I mean, respect to them. Like respect to them.
Hey,
but like
our team, that was kind of sad.
It was sad, but
as much as I believe.
But I hopefully, you know what, let's be positive. Yeah. They will come back. They still have their chance in the playoffs, and I know they're a good team, like, you know, and there was some people missing, you know, and like whatever. But I know they'll bounce back. I know they'll do good, and you know I trust them because they're They're courage, not rifle.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, you know, yeah, just be positive, like John said. Like I see it, like I see it in a way where I'm like, just like
I want to check if it's like.
yeah. How I see it, just like John said, he was raised like by his mom to be like treat others how you want to be treated. But I was taught to always look for the good and the bad, you know. So like my dad would always be like, if you're in a bad situation or if you're like in a situation where you don't want to do, always find a loophole to find the good in it, you know. And that's what like I'd see it, you know. Like treat others how you want to be treated. Like I feel like that's a basic life rule, you know. And like of course I follow that, but like the way my dad would always tell me like always look for the good, you know. Don't think negative, don't do this, because if you're thinking negative, then of course you're gonna be thinking negative for all the rest of the things that you're gonna be thinking about that day. But for me, it's like if there's something bad going on, like oh shoot, I failed a test, be like oh look in the good side, you can bring it up, you know. Just simple things like that where I feel like you should really like think before you act, you know. And that's something also that's really big. I'm an overthinker, bro. Like I don't know if you guys are, but I'm an overthinker. Like I overthink a lot, and the thing is like it's not healthy. Like I've read article like if you can find a way to not overthink and like you know be happy, then keep doing what you're doing. But like overthinking does put a person down, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I'm an overthinker too, bro. Like somebody who will not be named, like just made that way worse. It kind of sucks because I would overthink and then it would be right, and then I'd do it again and it'd be right. So now it just left me with those issues. Like I was right so many times. So what if like, oh, I keep doing it because my correct percentage is just like up here compared to like the amount of times that I wasn't correct. It's just like it's bad, bro. I hate it, but it's something to work on, at least for me.
I mean, I wish we could like turn it off, you know.
Yeah.
Because it literally can
Turn it off. That's a good one.
like I feel like yeah, like I just wish there was just a button where you could just click, just like a light switch, just click it off, and you don't have to think. Because yeah, like you like you two were saying, like big overthinker too. Like it just sucks, and it literally you can see it break you down slowly, and then once you realize it, it's like it's literally too late to like get out of it because you've already been in it. And I always have these scenarios in my head, and I'm like, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, I don't know. It just sucks. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I think like everyone overthinks to like at least somewhat, you know. Like there's not a single person who doesn't overthink, and if you do, then you're lying to yourself. And I can say that I definitely overthink, but I think I've gotten better at it, not overthinking, I guess, because you know, at the end of the day, like, because I'm pretty sure like we all overthink in relationships.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's like the biggest source of like overthinking.
That's the worst, bro.
So like creating scenarios and all that thing, like I've learned that's like obviously not healthy, and like you're gonna do it either way. But if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. There's like nothing you can do about it. Like sure you can try to do whatever you want, but like at the end of the day, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And I've come to like a sense with that. And that not just with a relationship, like just with anything, like overthinking about anything. It's like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like life is gonna go on no matter what you do and no matter what happens. So I'm like, you know what can I do right now that will, you know, improve my mental state or my, you know, whatever, like how I'm feeling. So, you know, I think from someone who's overthought really bad, I think I've definitely gotten better at it. And, you know, it's not something that you can just improve on in like one day. Like it takes time. So like, don't think like you can fix all your problems in one day, because it definitely takes time.
Respectfully, bro.
All right, so let's turn it up a little bit. The mood, a little bit mood. Like let's go from like depressing to like happiness. So this next one, I just want to know. Like it's not like there's no right or wrong answer, right? But what is something in your life that makes you happy? And for me, I feel like just being able to live. That's literally it. Like me, just being able to wake up going to school even though like I don't like it, you know.
Yeah.
Just being able to do that and see like my friends and stuff, that just makes me happy, you know. Being able to be me. That's my answer.
I think for me it's just being able to finally be a role model. It took me too long. I would always fight with my sister, and it was bad. We would like get in big fights and say mean stuff, like really, really mean stuff to each other. And now I'm older and I've matured a bit, and I've tried making amends with my sister and all the harm I've caused with my words that I've said to her, by being that bigger brother and trying to like correct her path. Knowing that I can finally do that has brought me joy. My two older brothers were like, they weren't really role models, is the easiest way to put it. So I didn't really have role models. My parents were like, they were immigrants, right? And they built a lot from nothing. So I guess in a sense I found role models through them, but that wasn't until I finally got to high school and I appreciated them and really learned like how much they've actually truly done. So knowing that my sister was like me and she's felt like she's had nobody to really look up to until now, it's just like, I don't know, it's really can hurt somebody and put them on the wrong path. So knowing that now I can be that difference in my sister's life and one of my family members' life, it's just like huge to me, and it's just like that's what actually genuinely brings me joy, at least right now.
That's good. That's good.
Dang,
That's
that's
good.
awesome.
That's a good one.
Good for you, Bryan. I mean, like Alex said, like just having the opportunity to just wake up and like breathe that oxygen, and you know, like that's like another day, and you also know that the Lord's not finished with you yet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wake up, like, cause like the Lord, He could literally take your life away like that, like it's so quick how, cause like He's like, okay, you've done your part, come with me. Like He could literally just take it away from you, and like I'm just so blessed that I have the opportunity to wake up each and every morning and breathe, you know. I wake up, yes, it sucks sometimes, but I'm just super blessed, and I'm super grateful that I have Him in my life because He's changed me for the better. And yeah, I just think that's really freaking awesome because yeah. So yeah.
I feel like I'm happy the majority of the time, and that's probably because I'm talking the majority of the time. So, and I think that's like my answer, just like talking, communication, and just like conversing with people, because the power that language has is like immeasurable, and the ability to do it is just, you know, so cool, you know. And I love talking to people. I'm a very social person. Like even coming from a whole different school, like although I did have quite a bit of friends before I did move, like the moment I got here I still made a lot of friends, and I was able to talk to a lot of people. And I think it's probably one of my stronger suits, that I can like just talk to people and like just become friends with them, and I can find things that relate and whatever, and just like talk. I love talking because I just love talking, because it's like, what would you do if we didn't talk? Like, holy balls, like right now I am enjoying this. I love this. Like I love talking. Like I'm grateful that I'm on the podcast, because oh my gosh, I love talking. Like, did you know that? Did you?
Yeah, I can tell.
No, wait. No, I love talking.
Yeah.
Did you know that I love talking?
No, I didn't know.
I love talking.
Wait, you love what?
I think I love talking.
Nice.
No.
For me, bro, I did this podcast because like, I love listening, bro. I love listening to people, bro. Like me, growing up, I had a speech impediment, so I wasn't able to talk like fully until like the age of like 5, 6. Like we're to the point where you can understand, you know. But getting out of that phase where I'm like, I've always been a quiet kid, so like when like I see little kids like running around yelling, I'm like, ugh, like I wasn't like that. Like I knew I wasn't like that because like didn't have the potential to be like that, you know. And like I used to stutter. I still kind of do. So like, you know, it's whatever. But like at the end of the day, I'm not really a big talker just because I grew up with the fact that like I couldn't talk for the longest time. But now that I talk, I can't stop talking. But I prefer listening a lot more just because that's just how I grew up. Like I would be home, my grandma would be like, "You want food?" I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't talk. Like I was shy. I was just a little shy kid. So like all my answers would be like with movements. So like when I hear people talk about their lives, I'm like, no, not like interesting. And if I had to add on, of course I'll like talk. But if it's just like their statement is clear and everything, I'll be like, all right, you know.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's for me, you know. But yeah, so you know, if you guys have anything you guys want to ask any of us, you know, you guys are more than welcome to ask. So you guys have anything?
I mean, since we're talking, I guess like since we're talking about like life, because that's like the topic, right?
Yeah.
So like one thing that I'm like really interested in is like, what do you guys find like the most passion for? Like, what are you passionate about? Like something that makes you want to live every day, you know, something that wants to like, you know, just something that interests you, something that you have a big passion for.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Let's go. Go for it, big time.
Let's go. I get the mic the first. Let's go. What you know about that? And so I think this like connects to like making me happy, like talking, but I have like a passion for like finding like different things about the world, and that's probably like why I'm going into like international affairs, which if like people don't know is just like politics, but like around the world. So like if we do in the next 12 years nuke Russia, that'll probably be me. Like you can be like, yeah, that kid, that's the guy who nuked Russia. and I'll be proud. Maybe not Russia. We could be nuking some
China,
some micronation in freaking the Philippines. I don't care. but that's like, I love just like learning about the world and then talking. So I think I'm like the most passionate about is just like learning language and then just spewing it all out, because like I just know stuff and I just want to tell everyone. I'm like, here, even though you probably don't care, here.
One of my big passions is, I mean, you guys all would probably already know this, but like, you know, I'm big in like the weight room, you know, like that's something that I like really like love doing. Like it's like a therapy almost for me. Like let's say like I'm having a trash day, like I'm like not good with myself. I would literally just go lift weights and like see where my limit is physically, and then go from there, and then I feel great. It's just amazing because like I care about like human health in a way, because that's what I want to pursue. And so definitely like teaching other people like my passion is just something that is just going to be great, because like I have a big passion for this certain thing. Why not learn how to major in that thing and then show the world what I can do, you know? So
I love exercising. Like it's to me it's so much fun. I think just pushing myself to like the point where I'm literally dead and my legs burn and I just like can't stand anymore. I don't know why. It's just mesmerizing to me how I'm able to improve every single day and just like every day push myself a little more and a little more. I think Kirk and South have really like done that for me, and it's like I always look forward to their workouts. At least I did while we were off season working out. I don't know why. Like I'd like say, okay, maybe I didn't have enough energy one day and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to work out. But like deep down, like once we started the workout, I was like, yes, let's go. Like I would just get so excited. And it's like I don't know, it's awesome. I just like love the feeling when you're done, not while it's happening. While it's happening, it's like it comes back and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? I'm gonna kill myself. Like I'm never coming back. But then like I finish and I'm like, crap, I just did that. Like, you know, I think it's crazy because
Yeah.
it's pretty freaking awesome, bro.
Not me. I like dreaded every single one of those. But I did feel good after it. That's probably the only reason why.
Yeah.
I said because like motivation, yeah. But like holy balls, like that day, like the days I knew like on Thursdays when I knew we had to go run like red days and like if red days or like bad days, and I knew that we were gonna be doing that whole Thursday. I was shitting bricks.
I think that's just my competitive side. I think.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely just my competitive side. Just being able to push myself that much and seeing where I'm at compared to everyone else.
It's very awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Flex on them haters, right?
Yeah.
But what about the track workouts this season? Are you gonna?
No. Bryan will not be participating in no track workouts anymore because Bryan is not doing track.
But you are doing soccer, so you know at least you're doing something.
So I'm doing something.
Do something.
I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Get involved.
Yeah. For me, I have a lot of passions, bro. Like, I feel like my passions really have to do with my end goal. You know, like I cut hair, that's a passion. I like soccer, that's a passion. I have a lot of passions, but they all revolve over one thing, you know. I want to be able to make an impact in someone's life. Like, I cut hair to talk to people. Like, at first I'm like, oh, it's cool. But the cooler part about it is getting to know someone. Or like for them to like spill secrets to you and like be like, oh yeah, let me give you advice. I feel like that's the cool part about my passion of cutting hair. Just simply talking to people just because I want to make an impact. Like, if they're going through a tough time, I want to be that one person that gives them a drive to look for the positive side, you know? Or like, if anything, like right now, like this is a passion. Like doing my podcast, doing anything that's an entertainment. Like I want to be an entertainer just simply because I want to make an impact in someone's life, and that's literally my passion. Like I'm passionate about making the change. That's literally it. Like cutting hair, making the change. You know, making that person look good once they walk out the door and then walk out with confidence. Playing soccer, you know, I'm like cool. You know, I'm passionate about having fun, but only like and at the same time making other people have fun with me. You know. So everything revolves about the same thing, is being able to impact someone's life. That's literally it. I'm passionate about that. That's literally, I feel like, just because I'm so nice, bro. Like I feel like, I get shit on though, because they're like, oh yeah, you're way too nice. And I'm like, at times, it is a down thing. But like, because sometimes I'm like, getting shit on and like, I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Like, it's cool. But at the end of the day, that's just who I am. I'm just nice. I want everyone to be good in their life, and that's just my passion, you know. That's really it.
That's not even a bad thing. I feel like we as a society just failed because like that shouldn't be a bad thing. Being too nice should never be a bad thing. Obviously you're gonna be like, some days you're gonna be like, please like stop, like I want my own space, but like that shouldn't mean that you should like shit on someone just because they're being nice. Like we should be like, you know, let that nice person be, you know.
Yeah, I think it becomes a bad thing because society has like found a way to use that and take advantage of that, and that's the reason it's become a bad thing. And it's sad because you are a nice person and then you just get like shit on for being too nice. But I don't know, I guess everyone has to adapt and change, and that's what's happening. So that's what we gotta do.
I mean, like Bryan just said, like, I think it's like taking the lack of confidence out of that person, you know? Like, they can't be like they're 100% themselves because they're so worried about what that other person's gonna say to them, you know? And I feel like for me, like I try my best to be as nice as I can, and there's moments where I'm not very nice to people because like I don't know, like I just can't process it in my brain correctly. Like, why do you have to be so like, it just goes back to that negative and like the positive part, you know? Like, why do you got to be so negative to that person? Like, you can't like learn from that person and then carry that out. Like, you literally have to say like, you look horrible, or you're literally garbage, like you're never gonna have a life. Like, why do that? Like, what is that doing? I mean, I guess it's like affecting you and it's making you feel good, I guess, but like I don't know what it's doing. So Yeah.
All right, man. All right, let's end it off. Let's end it off with a statement. Any statement you guys want to say? Like for me, it's like you guys are talking. Like being too nice is a bad thing nowadays. But I feel like in our society nowadays, we have so many rules that shouldn't be rules. You know, like being too nice is bad, or like doing this is not okay because of this. But at the end of the day, like do what you want to do. Follow your heart. Be who you are. Don't regret anything. And just live every day to its fullest. That's all I'm gonna end it off with. Anything you guys want to end it off with?
I think we should all go once. Just say like one like sentence or two.
I'm done.
All right. Well, that was mine. Anyone who wants to go?
Here's my advice. So, if you're young, I would tell you to go out your way to try everything that you can, to the best of your ability, and don't be scared or worried what that other person's gonna think, because that's not doing you any good. Like, go out and be yourself, like Alex said. Be out there, be yourself, have confidence, and find something that you find most passion for. That's why we try everything, right? So, for me, go out there, be as positive as you humanly can, and like leave a legacy behind. Something that people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy did that, you know? Yeah.
You want me to go? Okay. So my final thing is, I think with the current state of the world, there is bound to be like something happening in the next couple days. So, and there's also like, there's probably gonna be years that nothing happens.
Yeah.
So with that, there's decades where nothing happens, and there's days where decades happen. So.
Damn, that's deep, bro.
That was good.
Shit. Damn. That was good.
Thank you.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, that's it?
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love. All right, man. Well, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to share, listen on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and, share the word, I'm just a kid trying to get different perspective of people's opinions on different things. And, I'm just thankful for you guys to be here tonight. Thank you guys for coming. And if you guys want to say anything else, this is your last chance.
Hey guys, remember, if you want to be on Alex's podcast, be patient and wait till you get invited. Don't spam his phone with notifications.
There's only one Alex. Come on, girls.
Come on, guys. Do better.
Yeah, let me add on to that. I don't mind people asking to be on my podcast, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to, if I'm talking about, life, right? I bring in 3 people that I think would be good to talk about that topic. I told John that I wanted him on my podcast to talk about life. Do you know why? Because he's giving me so much advice, and he's talked to me about life so many times, so I'm like, other people need to hear him, So then I'm like, you know what? Who's also good? Bryan. Even though he's stupid sometimes, I know he's smart. And then Jaw is just smart. He's just smart. Educated, You gotta have 3, there's 3 components.
Patience. Patience is key.
Patience is key.
Black male in our society.
Let's go.
Let's go, bro. So
Thank you for having me. And
thank you so much, Alex. This was actually really fun. I had a good time.
Okay. So thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll definitely have these kids back. There's definitely people that I have had on this podcast that I want back. Maybe switch up the order, of people that come in together. But I definitely enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, and then peace.